everybody is using AI. Nobody is using their own creativity. So in future, it is very difficult for AI also to develop new content.
Ended up being a lawyer. So what is the story behind it?
It's a mutual gain. So it's a very proactive approach. I have started following since very beginning.
कि जब कोर्ट जाएगा तब देखेंगे.
तो मेरे दादाजी कहा करते तुम बड़े होके जज बनोगे. तो मैं जज तो नहीं बन पाया, लेकिन इस तरह का रोल जरूर अपनाया.
We are making people's life better.
Not disclose it, but I am still doing one course from Michigan University. That is an online course. That is also on the impact of AI on the lawyers, law students, and the legal field.
No one wants disputes. No one wants litigation these days.
Okay, नहीं मेरे को अपने पुराने style से ही काम करना है. But now this thing we can't.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Talk with Lovejeet. Electronics industry has seen a tremendous growth in India. It is expected that electronics manufacturing will be $300 billion industry by 2026. International brands have played a key role in the Indian electronics industry growth. With growth of the industry, the role of legal counsels has also evolved. Let's understand this in detail from Rajiv Malik, legal leader at LG Electronics Manufacturing. Rajiv is a renowned legal leader having several awards and recognitions in his kitty. In addition to being a lawyer and a company secretary, he has also done courses in AI, cyber law, and in leadership. Hi Rajiv, welcome to Legit Talk with Lovejeet.
Thank you, Lovejeet.
It's my pleasure to have you here.
It's same here, and I have seen that you are doing the very meaningful conversations in this platform.
Thank you.
So, and it's not only useful for the law students, for the legal professionals, for the startups, and in fact for the fitness professionals also. And it is also useful for us, professionals like us, who are very keen actually on discovering, having the curiosity and discovering new things, and believe in connecting with others.
Thank you.
So thank you for having me here.
Thank you for your kind words, Rajiv, and I'm sure with our discussion, I'm sure I will learn more from you, and the audience will also learn more from you, whether they are law students or whether they are, startups in electronic industry or other, budding legal professionals. I'm sure everyone will gain from this conversation because given your experience and your expertise, I know you from the past several years. So yeah, I'm sure we'll gain something from you today.
It's a mutual gain.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from how you came to law, because as far as I understand, you wanted to be a scientist and then you ended up being a lawyer. So what is the story behind it?
To be very frank, yes. As a child, I was very innocent, so I wanted to be a scientist. But that was a childhood dream actually. I was very innocent. There was no career planning at that time, right? So I was fascinated with the science because of the new discoveries. Like I used to read Einstein, used to read Thomas Alva Edison, then closely watched that bulb was invented, and and then the trains and inward planes also, right? So that helps the mankind. So I used to gaze at the stars, grappling with the issues, what lies beyond. So right, so that's the science I was looking for, and I was looking for that what exactly could impact the human being. Right? What I can do to make the human being life better. So that was the story. But as I grow up and I have seen that science is lost its magic and it's more like a maths. So I found law as a more practical and people oriented. So and that's why there's a shift from the science to the legal field.
Yeah, and I mean, at least we lawyers believe that we are making people's life better.
Yes.
Some people have a different view at times.
Right.
So Rajiv, when you started your career in early 2000s, the law firm industry was also evolving in India, but you chose an in-house path. Was there any particular reason for that?
So, it's actually sound like that I had a choice. At that time, we were not choosing the career. Right? Jobs were choosing us. So there was no choice for us, right? And once I joined the company and in-house and other things, then I actually believed and actually seen also and felt also that I was more fit for the in-house counsel than for the practicing lawyer, right? Because my personality does not, the lawyer is a liar, right? So that's a personality. And I being very sincere guy in my everything, right? And being a spiritual guy also. So it actually in-house counsels fits me more besides the practicing thing.
So it means you don't have to lie at all when you are an in-house
Yes.
counsel,
Yes.
and when you're representing government authorities, and maybe
Even then I will tell you that is basically the divine diplomacy helps you.
yeah.
Like
So it's coming to that.
the
It's
Lord,
not lie.
yeah, it's not lie. It's the Lord Krishna's actually powers, right? Which you should imbibe in yourself. That power is within you. Then you cannot say that you are lying it, but you're presenting the facts in a different manner. So that is a win-win situation for everyone.
So what was your role when you started your career, and then how it evolved?
Actually, I started my career while I was just pursuing my company secretary, and I started my career, in fact, before. I must say that with the PHR consultants, who is my professor of company secretary at that time. He was working with the different organizations. He was a lawyer. He was an advisor. He was a consultant to different companies, and I started working with him. In fact, even before getting the proper degrees, I had made minutes in the books, right?
Okay.
That to the registers also,
Okay.
right? And
But I hope you haven't stamped him.
that power was not having with me, right? But it was an enriching experience. In fact, I also visited the High Court for the trademark actions even before I have gone to this field. Yes, ZTV. Actually, I have not worked with ZTV, to be very frank. It's a group company of ZTV,
Okay.
Agrani Convergence.
Okay.
And it was headed by the son of Subhash Chandra, Puneet Goenka. And our CEO was Pankaj Mahindru, who is now he was a very good taskmaster and a very thorough professional. And he is now the president of Indian Cellular Association.
Okay.
Right. And I also worked with Rajesh Mittal at that time. He was the chartered accountant, and I was actually, he helped me in taking out my talent and telling me that it's better to find out your job, and because I was in the commercial work at that time, more of the commercial work in direct taxes, GST, and other things. And he told me, no, I think you are better in the legal field and company secretary field.
Okay. And then what brought you to LG after that?
Because Agrani was actually the time ahead company, and it could not survive later on. So I had to switch over, and it was blessing in disguise. Right? I was looking for a job, and LG came up with the new venture. They have tied up with the Reliance for the CDMA business.
Okay.
Right, and they were also looking for a person who is having the multifarious degrees and multifarious personality, right? For that, I was fit for that job, and then they chose me. And in fact, because LG was a technologist company, and my always after the gadgets and the technology, so it very well suited me.
Since you had a science background
Yes.
also. So Rajiv, when you joined LG, I think at that point of time, in-house counsels were more playing a role of intermediaries rather than being a part of strategic decision making. So when you started, was this a similar kind of role you were playing at LG, or how was that?
You are very rightly mentioned it. Actually, at that time, to be mentioning very precise, it was a reactive role, right? Just for when the notices are coming, then replying it, and the contract management, right? And it's like a postman. When you are receiving anything, you're just passing it over to law firms, and then they are getting back to you, right? At that time, yes, you have rightly mentioned, role was there, but I was fortunate enough in LG actually to directly interact with the MD on a weekly basis. So definitely more responsibilities were given to us, right? Especially the legal field and myself also. And that's the reason we were not playing altogether reactive at that time. Even in fact, that time also, we were very closely watching who are our dealers, what are their payment structures, whether they will go into legal or not. That in fact task was with the legal department itself. So it's a very proactive approach I have started following since very beginning.
Yeah, so that's a good thing, because I remember, I mean, during that era, it was a proactive approach was not there.
Right.
At that time, the scenario was कि okay, जब court जाएगा तब देखेंगे.
Right.
Right. So and of course, LG being an international company, an international brand, And now, of course, even the Indian companies follow this proactive approach because no one wants disputes, no one wants litigation these days.
Right.
So, what were the challenges? Because when you started with LG, I understand LG entered into Indian market at that point of time, and the market was different. FDI was comparatively restrictive. So, what were the set of challenges which you have seen at that point of time?
The structure was like of Reactive only, because it was a new company. The systems were, to be very frank, not in that place, right? And we were having the onus on us. It was having the onus on us to uh, innovate ourselves, to reinvent ourselves, right? So we actually developed the system. In fact, I myself sat with IT team, right, for many hours for developing the systems. For example, whenever the consumer case is coming, who has to handle, where it has to go, we have to address it at notice stage itself. It's not that we have to address at the summon stage or the warrant stage, right, or the execution stage. So that's the practice we have started, and it's what I am saying. It's a proactive thing, and in fact, not only on consumer or litigation also. There were very interesting matters, especially for products, electronics products. The legal methodology issues were there, which are cropping up
Which are still there.
Yeah, but at least we are now safe because we have already fixed that challenge. Actually, we are already complied in other things. Otherwise, there were so many notices coming at that days that small font size is a problem, rupee is missing, dot is missing, because you know that the legal metal enumeration rules are there, that there should be a gap in between, and there is a spacing and font size when you are writing a numeral. So there were a lot of complexities were there in this field, right? And no law firm was actually, to be very frank, was equipped to handle these things. So as an in-house counsel only, because as an in-house advantage is that you know the business well, right? So, and because of my scientific background, I was into the products, right? Because it helped me to develop the product manuals, owner's manual like that, and warranty cards. So all these things helped me in developing and being very creative. And besides that, of course, the contract management was one of the part of it, right? And then IPR, the counterfeit goods and other things. So these things we have worked very closely at that time. And another thing which we have taken out, that instead of litigation, we always try to have the mediation or arbitration in place. तो मेरे दादाजी कहा करते, तुम बड़े होके जज बनोगे, तो मैं जज तो नहीं बन पाया, लेकिन इस तरह का रोल जरूर अपनाया.
No, yeah, definitely this alternate dispute resolution mechanism has always helped, although in certain situations we have seen even mediations and arbitrations have, lasted for long and then ended up in litigation. But yeah, there were different scenarios. But yes, this alternate mechanism is always there and it's always helpful. I completely agree with you. So now, what has changed in these years, especially now AI coming into the play, and you have a science background, you have done your courses in AI and cyber law. How do you see AI evolving, and how do you see AI changing role of lawyers, either in-house lawyers or lawyers like us who are working with law firms?
Actually, I'm very fascinated by the AI since very beginning. I think all must be, right?
Yeah.
Right, because it was the dream come true, because with the law and the AI is a technology driven, right?
Yeah.
So I got the chance to merge it, the two concepts together, right? So I have actually, why I have done the courses also. I have not only done one course, actually I have not disclosed it, but I am still doing one course from Michigan University, that is an online course, that is also on the impact of AI on the lawyers, law students and the legal field, right? That I am still doing it, right? And very interesting things are coming up, that because it is revolutionized the whole scenario, right? Legal was treated as the last leg of technology. Like they were not, they were okay. नहीं मेरे को अपने पुराने style से ही काम करना है. But now this thing we can't. We have to change ourselves. We have to adapt ourselves according to the new technology. Now the contract review, right? You must have seen that even the JP Morgan and many big companies have started developing especially insurance companies. They have developed the contracts through AI only. And thousands of contracts have been developed with the help of AI. right?
Hmm.
But it doesn't mean that it will taking the legal person's job.
Yeah.
Actually, the legal person now need to reskill
Yeah.
themselves and for the better equipped. It's only the matter of routine jobs which can be taken care of by the AI, right? Because AI, although I am very fascinated, but still I found that it's not reached at the stage where it can overcome the human being or the lawyer at least, right? Because and in fact, if you will see, the AI has the black box problem. The whatever the things are developing, right? Then we are not sure from where it is getting the information and where it is being used. And another thing, very important thing which I have read about it, that's a model collapse, right? Because everybody is using AI, nobody is using their own creativity. So in future, it will be very difficult for the AI also to develop new content. Because
because it's using the content which is in the market,
yes,
right?
right. So that's the challenge is thing. So I must say that although AI is, we should use the AI, we should use it AI for our legal functions also and other functions also, but we have to use our mind also equally.
Correct. No, I completely agree, Rajiv. And as you said, AI, it's a tool. I mean, it cannot replace humans. Say, for instance, strategy. Like, I'm sure in your role, you have to make strategic decisions on a day-to-day basis. That you cannot rely on AI.
Right.
For instance, like people like us, when we do mergers and acquisitions transactions, for example, we're doing an acquisition transaction, we are doing a due diligence of the target entity. Of course, we can use the AI tool for, it can help us in our diligence part, right? Say, for example, if we are identifying the consent requirement in contracts, that can be done through AI. But we cannot rely, or we can get a basic draft of the document from the AI tool.
Right.
But beyond that, it has to be the structure which has to be implemented, that needs to be strategized. And that function, I don't think, not just today, in the coming years also, that AI can, play such roles. So yeah, I mean, there is too much of fear. Honestly, I don't think we have to worry that much if we embrace the technology and use it properly. So that's the thing. So what about, and as you were mentioning about the black boxing and the kind of data they are using, another concern which I think is the IP, the intellectual property of the data which is driven through AI. What are your thoughts on it? How's IP evolving? I mean, who is owning this IP?
It's a big challenge. The whole world is grappling with this situation, and we are already working on it, but nobody has reached to the conclusion as of now. For example, a poem or an essay or an article written by an AI, who owns it, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's the coder who has developed the code, or who is the person who has given the prompt. But the third dimension is also evolving. Whether can the machine AI can be given as the copyright or the trademark or the patent to them, right? It's a new concept, because if we have the analogy, then you will find that in India, when an idol in a temple can file the writ petition, right? Then why not AI can be given the status of that thing, right? So it's the up situation.
Of course,
let's see.
There could be a situation, say, I'm giving a prompt to, say, for example, ChatGPT, that I need information in this, and whatever data has been generated by ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT can say that, I have generated this data on the basis of whatever, that's a separate question. And if I'm using that information as is, which people are doing, right? So
it's an interesting proposition which is going to happen.
Yeah.
And law is far behind right now.
Yeah. So probably law needs to catch up with the technology for this thing at this point of time.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, we have spoken a lot about law. Other than law, I understand you have several interesting interests. Say, you are a yogi and you do a different kind of yoga, which is Sahaj Yoga. And honestly, I know different kinds of types of yogas, whether it is Hatha, Vinyasa Yoga, and many other yogas. Sahaj Yoga, during my discussion with you, I never came across through Sahaj Yoga so far. So out of curiosity, I would like to understand more about Sahaj Yoga. And even I'm also very much interested in yoga.
It's good that now people are actually celebrating in India, because India has given that International Yoga Day, and everybody is very much focused on yoga, because yoga is from our ancient roots.
Correct.
Right. The Sahaj Yoga is also not new thing. Right. It is based on all the scriptures which has written long time back. In fact, I just remember now that this information about the Sahaj Yoga, about the Kundalini awakening, that our body has a 7 center points,
Yeah.
and we have under the spinal bone, there's a sacrum bone is there, where the Kundalini power is in a dormant stage, right? And when the Lord Rama and Krishna were getting the education at that time, and that time Gurukul के अंदर, then every that the उनका जो guru है has told them that your education is not yet completed, others may now go ahead, right? Because at that time only those two were able to understand this Sahaj Yoga actually, right? And in the same way, the Lord Krishna and Balram was given this power or this knowledge to at that time, because they were not able to others were not able to understand. But this is the beauty of the Kali Yuga, right? It was said that now everybody will, even a common man will able to understand it, right? So because we have evolved so much, right? So the 7 center points in our body through Sahaj Yoga only has done the rediscovery of how to awaken that power which is already in dormant stage. So once that power is awakened, right, then it crosses our 7 center points, and it gives you innocence, that is the purity, right? Then it gives you the creativity, then it gives you the satisfaction, then it gives you the self-confidence, then it gives you the divine diplomacy, and then when you reach at the upper stages, then the Lord Buddha and Lord Mahavira, which has got the power, right, that power comes within you. And the 7 center points is the Sahasrara Chakra, where you get the integration between you and the all-pervading power. It's not religion-based. And with the byproduct, right? Byproduct, because it nourishes each and every center. So as a byproduct, people are getting cured. For example, the cancer is getting cured, right? Even the paralysis is getting cured. And a lot of other things are there, which a normal medical science is unable to find out the solutions. So you can say it's not a miracle, but it's an advanced science where science has yet to reach there. So that's the Sahaj Yoga, and it gives you the inner balance.
So Rajiv, to understand more, is this a form of meditation? Because alignment of 7 chakras, as you said, it's majorly, I mean, in my limited understanding and the kind of limited yoga I do, this is coming from, so in Sahaj Yoga also, it's just a meditation, or it's some other body movements followed by meditation?
It's basically a meditation.
Basically
it's
meditation.
Yoga. Basically, yoga comes from the union, right? The union of yours and the supernatural power, right? And it's more of the meditation, less of the body movements.
Okay. And how yoga helps you in your professional journey? Because as a lawyer, and especially as an in-house lawyer, I'm sure you are handling too much of stress on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, of course, you are right. Because I told you, because when we are involved with the top management, then of course the legal challenges there, especially when I am working with a company which is having a MNC, right? The daily new challenges are coming up, right? So of course stress is a part of it.
Yeah.
But Sahaj Yoga helps me in keeping my balance. Right? When I work, right, Sahaj Yoga teaches us that you have to be in a witness stage, right? So while we are working, but still you are witnessing, you are not part of it. आप देखेंगे दो बंदे लड़ाई करते हैं, तीसरा उसको अच्छे से समझ पाता है. तो सहज योगा gives you that power to be in witness stage while we are talking to each other or fighting each other, or right, or then you are in a witness stage observing, yes, what exactly I am doing. Am I right or wrong? Or am I aggressive? Or am I passive? Or what is my situation at that time? So you are equally doing a talking, but equally witnessing also. So that gives you automatic balance. I don't have to act like that. I don't have to react. I have to have patience in that way, so that I can understand the other perspective. I should have empathy. So these things automatically comes with Sahaj Yoga.
Yeah, because I think this is something we as a lawyers, all the lawyers, irrespective of in-house or in the disputes practice or law firms, we all need this, because lawyers are reactive. Especially in courts, they are very much reactive. During negotiations on the corporate side, I must admit that we are reactive at times, and this is really important to imbibe, because it's important to understand others' perspective to witness others' perspective, and then accordingly, I would say strategize and move ahead.
Right. Just to add, because Sahaj Yoga is a new technique, I am saying it's better than Kali Yoga, right? Because ऐसा नहीं है कि पुराने में नहीं था, right? अगर आज हमें यहाँ से अलीगढ़ जाना था या आगरा जाना था, we were using bullock carts at that time. Right? अब कल को जो पुराना पढ़ के बोले कि मुझे bullock cart में ही जाना है, so that doesn't make sense. Now you have the new thing, Sahaj Yoga, I think. Reaching you at the same place, but you have a better medium of going there. Then why not use that thing?
Correct.
Right? You have Agra Express is there, तो Express पे use कर लो भाई, जरूरी है वहीं से जाना है. So this is the thing. People are have the conflict in that thing, but this is a very useful technique in today's world. Actually, in court also, you are saying it's a reactive. In many cases, actually, I have gone myself and argued the matter before the judges. I cannot pursue, but I was standing before the judge.
Yeah, I was about to come to that.
I was standing before the my advocates and to just tell him the inputs, because in some cases it happened, and I argue myself in quasi-judicial bodies, of course, where I can argue myself. But I have used Sahaj Yoga there also. You can say it's a miracle. Yes, at today's stage we can say it's a miracle, but हो सकता है 15-20 साल बाद हम इसको भी miracle ना माने, right? So once I try to awake the kundalini of the other person becomes very reasonable to me, right?
And you're getting favorable orders then.
Because I am correct. It's not manipulation. For example, in Chandigarh there was one case of consumer case, ठीक है, उसमें हमारा एक साउथ अफ्रीका ट्रिप गया था, जिसमें एक कस्टमर था जो was unnecessary claiming the things, right? And my advocate said, no, this judge will not listen. He is in deadly in favor of the consumer. आप चाहे consumer गलत होगा, उसी का order देगा. I came there, I prayed, and I just awakened the kundali, and he was also surprised that judge listened to me and ordered in our favor. It was a miracle at that time, right? In fact, after 6 years of my marriage, right, I got my elder child because of just praying in Sahaj Yoga. That miracle works. But Srimata ji said it's not miracle. Who is the founder of the Sahaj Yoga? She is no more right now. But she said it's not miracle. Basically, it's the advanced science which you are experiencing right now. For example, 100 years back, आज आप टेस्ट मैच चल रहा है लंदन के अंदर, आप नहीं देख सकते थे, तो उस समय महाभारत में एक ही था संजय जो कि महाभारत की लड़ाई देख सकता था. आज हम सब संजय हैं, सब देख सकते हैं, राइट? तो उस समय मिरेकल था, आज नहीं है. तो that's the beauty of Sahaj Yoga.
So Rajiv, like we were talking about strategy and strategy in legal, and you are also a chess player, which is a game of strategy. So how does chess helps you in legal strategy?
First of all, let me give a disclaimer that I am a very average chess player. I'm not expert, right? But still, yes, chess has taught me a lot about not only about the legal strategy, but actually it impacts life also, right? For example, in chess game, you have opening moves, right? In opening, you are developing your pieces. In the same way, while we are a young child, right? We are in the taking education, we are working in developing, gaining the knowledge in the school. In the legal strategy, in litigation also, right? It's the same thing, right? First of all, we have to have the preparation before going to the trial, before going to the court. So that research work is there. That is the basically opening move, right? And coming to the middle game actually is the strategy. How you are going to plan, whether you are going to be aggressive or the defensive, right? That's the move you have to have in your mind. Litigation also, you know, that you have to see how the opposition is working and how you have to convey this thing to the judge. So that's the strategy part. Another important thing in chess is the sacrifice, right? You have to sacrifice many things to gain the advantage, to safeguard the king there and the major pieces, right? In the same way in the life also, we have to sacrifice so many things, right? The little things which are not that important. That's why we can gain it. In litigation also the same thing, because you have to give so much of hours in the preparation of the cases. So we are giving our time, we are sacrificing our family life, and only then working day and night, right? Only then we are approaching to the court and we are winning the cases. So that's the moment of the chess and the life.
So I think it's not just strategy, it's also sacrifice.
Sacrifice also.
So Rajiv, we are living in a world which is, full of startups, and of course, electronics industry is such where there are a lot of startups, and startups being, slightly cost conservative, they don't tend to spend too much on the legal, at least in their initial phases. So, what kind of advice, probably 5 tips, which you would like to give to startups from the legal perspective that they should consider, till the time they're not engaging lawyers?
Actually, startups isn't about the idea, it's about the clarity, what you are going to do in future, right? And if you consider the 5 things which one should have in mind while doing the first of all thing is the compliance, right? And then you should have the watertight contracts, right? And then protect your IP. That is very important. Go to the legal concerns very early and protect your data also. And the fifth and the last thing is treat your employees an asset, because all these things value a lot while you are raising the funds or going in public.
And like you rightly said on the contracts, because at least even when we see startups, for startups and for small businesses or for unorganized businesses, I would say in India, contracts are still like, okay, piece of paper sign karna hai, let me do it. It will go in the locker and it will be only opened in case there's a dispute. So, I mean, that's something which I think, startups or such unorganized businesses need to understand the importance of legal advice on the contracts at the first stage,
Right.
and IP, as you said.
Yes. So we have actually startups should engage with the legal lawyers and the professionals very early in the business,
Yeah.
because otherwise the cost of getting the benefit, right? Basically the cost of non-compliance will be much higher.
Correct.
And it can actually you cannot do your business if that compliance is not there. The penalties are there.
Yeah. And if the IP is gone, then what will you do?
Yes.
If it is not adequately safeguarded.
Very true.
Yeah. No, that's true. So, and coming to the last thing, which I really, I'm interested to hear from you, as you're also into poetry, you write poems. Before we conclude, I would like to hear some words from you.
Regarding?
That I leave it to you.
I would like to first of all advise the young lawyers.
Sure.
Right?
Through poetry?
No, poetry I will come little later on, but for the young lawyers also, it is that don't just learn the law, right? You have to also understand the basics behind the law, right? For example, you have to learn about the products. You have to actually learn about the science behind the law, right? That is more important. Law के पीछे की साइंस को समझना बहुत जरूरी है. लॉ तो सब पढ़ लेते हैं. Especially for in-house counsels, अगर आप you are not aware of the products, your products and the technology and other things, you cannot guide. Neither you can guide on IPR, neither you can guide on contracts, neither you can have the compliance of BIS or B or environmental regulations, right? So knowing the product, it's very important. That's for the young lawyers and the young students who would like to go for the in-house functions. And it is because in-house function is very much different from the corporate lawyers working in a law firm and other things. It's night and day. It's total. That's the difference.
Yeah. No, you rightly said, because it's important to understand the products of business. If you're in a service industry or whatever, it's important to understand the business first. In fact, we also, as an external lawyer, if we don't understand our client's business, then we are not good enough, to be honest, in today's world. So yes, I mean, I would definitely, I second your thought that for the young lawyers, they need to keep this in mind. It's not just law now. Science behind law, and I would say commercial aspects of law.
Right.
So probably bespoke solutions. So that's where the legal industry is today.
Legal industry.
Yeah.
Now coming to poem, I have
poem.
written one poem specially for this occasion.
Oh,
yes. So let me read it, right?
Sure.
So the poem is The Child and the Chessboard. Beneath a blanket of bright blue skies, a boy once stared with starry eyes, dreamed, danced like data in curious code. On paths of planet his young mind stood. He longed to launch, to leap, to lead, to help the world, to plant a seed. But books turned dry, the stars stood far, and life rewrote his dreams with law. Yet law too has its chessboard moves of logic loops and legal grooves, each case a challenge, each word a fight, each silent clause a beam of light. Through setbacks, stumbles, storms, and scars, he carved his path with soul and stars. With breath of yoga and heart of fire, he found in service his true desire. So, if you dream, then dream with might, but dress your dreams in daily fight. For life, for life's no script, it's a practiced art, a poem of mind and soul and heart, a poem of mind and soul and heart. Thank you.
A round of applause from my side, and it sums up in a way your journey as well on the legal side.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you, Rajiv. Thank you for this wonderful conversation. I'm sure it will definitely, be a guidance to say young lawyers, as you have given some message to the young lawyers and and to startups at the end. And thank you, viewers, for watching this episode. Please subscribe to this channel for many more such interesting conversations. Please feel free to leave the comments or write to us at legittalkwithlovejeet@gmail.com. Thank you.